A woodcutter's axe. A woodcutter named Jacob lived in a little town located in the foot of a large mountain range. Jacob was an industrious guy who spent his days in the forest, cutting down trees and gathering wood to sell at the local marketplace. While traveling throughout the forest one day, Jacob came across a lovely, sparkling axe laying on the ground. It was the most gorgeous axe he'd ever seen, with a shining silver blade and a polished wood grip. Jacob took up the axe and checked it carefully. It was noticeably lighter than his old axe, worn-out axe, and it felt perfectly balanced in his palm. Jacob, very happy with his find, decided to take the new axe home with him and use it for his job. The next day, Jacob returned to the jungle with his new axe in hand. As he started cutting down trees, he was astounded by how easily the axe cutting down the wood. He felt a burst of power and energy flowing through his body with each palm stroke. He worked quicker and harder than he had ever worked before, and he soon had a considerable pile of wood to bring back to the village. Jacob used the new axe for several days after that and observed that his task was getting simpler than before and more effective as well. He was able to do his task considerably more quickly since he was no longer forced to labor hard to cut down trees or gather wood. The other woodcutters in the community were astounded by the quantity of wood Jacob was able to gather, and they all started to inquire into his secret. When Jacob informed them about the new axe that he had discovered, they were all excited to give it a try. However, when they had the axe in hand, they found it to be far too light for their tastes and they immediately became tired of holding it. Jacob continued in using the new axe despite their skepticism, and he eventually emerged as the village's greatest woodcutter. He was able to sell his wood for more money than everyone else since it was usually the biggest collection. One day, Jacob headed to an elderly man sitting on a rock while he was walking in the forest. As Jacob moved near, he raised his head and smiled at him. "Hello, young man," remarked the elderly man. "I see that you have a fine axe there." Jacob nodded. "Yes, I discovered it a few days ago in the jungle. The axe is the greatest I've ever used." The elderly guy laughed. "Ah, absolutely. That axe is truly unique. The finest materials and the most expert craftsmanship were used in its creation by the renowned mountain blacksmiths. Anyone who uses the axe is considered to be blessed with enormous power and prosperity." Jacob valued his new axe even more after that. He realized it wasn't magic that made it unique, but rather the love and care that had gone into its construction. And he kept using it with pride and satisfaction, knowing that it represented his hard work and devotion to his profession. When Jacob died, the axe was passed down to his son, who went on to become a woodcutter like his father. So the axe's memory went on, motivating generations of woodcutters to work hard and follow their objectives with passion and tenacity. The moral of the woodcutter's axe is, hard work and dedication are the true keys to success, not just relying on external tools or circumstances.